Good evening. It's time for today's Tax Talk with attorney Stephen Leahy. I want to welcome you to the show. I have to, looks like we have a blank screen up there, so we got to get rid of that. So thanks so much for joining us. Today is Crypto Tuesday. That means we're going to talk all things crypto today. And if you have any questions or anything, you should contact us. Oh, there it goes. I can do both. Again, I am the host of this show. I'm also the producer, the director, the technical guy. So any mistakes, they're mine. Okay, so thanks so much for joining us again. So let's go and let's do the beginning of the show. Let's do that. Again, thanks so much for joining us here at the show. Where I'm talking about cryptocurrency today. It's Crypto Tuesday, right? So we're going to talk about crypto. You know, it's hard we wanted to take a day and talk just about crypto and blockchain, because these are the two technologies that we think is really going to make a difference. I had a friend of mine, an attorney friend of mine, who represented McAfee before his demise. And I've been reading been watching a lot of videos of McAfee. Did not realize how tightly he was connected to the beginning of crypto, blockchain, the security behind it, and the technology behind it. And so I think he was a big, so I learned a lot from him about, I actually thought that there was a battle between the cryptos, which one is going to survive, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or one of these host of others, Dogecoin. There's a bunch, as we know, there's a ton of different cryptos, and I thought it was a rush to supremacy. Which one is going to be the best? And that was going to wipe all the other ones out, as it happens in many markets. But according to John McAfee, and this makes a lot of sense, that the real power of crypto is not behind one, and it's not as a investment tool, right? It's for exchange, and you can have an infinite number of coins, and each with a different purpose. Blockchain technology allows you to do what they call smart contracts, which is tie a contract to coins and make sure that it's non-fraudulent, right? So that it's always, you can always look back and see exactly where it came from, and you can't change it. And so this is the power. And we're going to talk a lot about blockchain in the future on this show, crypto. We have a couple of stories about blockchain. But again, that's something that is the backbone of crypto. That's where it comes from. And again, now it's coming into a bunch of different avenues. I had Dave Gutman from CoinFlip on one of my shows, and he was also talking about blockchain and the change it's going to have, the revolutionary change it's going to have for business, privacy, and other matters. Now, what we're learning from crypto is that the government's coming down on it, and that's why today's show is Crypto Tuesday. That regulation's coming, and the regulation, we know that the Chinese government's coming down on them. The United States government is coming down on them. The Malaysian government. I have a video here I want to show about and the what's happening with a lot of this, and why that is. Why is it that actually now it's not found. So this is where. This is what we wanted to talk about today. So I have some stories. So let's jump to the stories, and then we can have an idea what's now. These stories probably go from the last week from our last show about crypto. Today we have a ticker from and the ticker is from a crypto site. So there's lots of information there about crypto. El Salvador's Bitcoin law may change global finance. We talked a lot about this. I talked a lot about this with Dave Gutman, as I mentioned, from CoinFlip, because El Salvador now, it's their Bitcoin is now their legal currency. And they're using a bunch of ATM machines. There was 1,500 just put into that country, and that's what that's what CoinFlip does. Is they have ATMs for crypto, and so we got to talk to him. So let's go into to our stories here, and talk a little bit. There's so many stories out there that we're probably just going to talk about. We're going to talk mainly about the headlines, because you can't get into too many of these stories. But here's the one that I really wanted to start off with is the Fed chairman says U.S. might need more crypto regulation. Here's what that means to investors. Okay, so it's no doubt that that's what's going to happen, right? That the crypto, that they're going to take the crypto regulations. The treasurers, the Department of Treasury's talked about it. Now the Fed's talking about it. Congress is talking about it. Everybody's talking about regulating, and the IRS is taking a strong stance about it. And again, this is a problem in that I'm trying to pull up this video because I think it's important. So that's the first thing, right? We want to know that the United States government is coming down hard on all of them, and mostly on, I think as I sit here today, Bitcoin went under 30,000 for the first time in a long time. That was supposed to be the stabilizing benchmark, and it did fall below 30,000. I told you I'm watching a lot of John McAfee. So 2 years ago, I think 3 years, 2018, he was predicting that Bitcoin was going to hit $1 million or $500,000 by 2020. Well, last year I'm watching a video and he was talking about how Bitcoin's going to go down to zero. Why? Because he believes that they've just become just anything else. He believed, I should say, that it's just like a bank account. If there's no privacy in it and everybody can see clearly what kind of deals I'm making, who's taking my money, how much deals I've done, and that's all public information. Well, then, and that's what Bitcoin is becoming. Well, then nobody will use Bitcoin. And right now, Bitcoin's becoming more like gold in that it's a storage of value rather than what it was created to do, which was to be a currency and help in deals, over the border and cheap, much cheaper exchanges, so you don't have to use credit cards and things like this. And this is the beauty of this cryptocurrency. Italy issues warning over type of cryptocurrency exchange Binance. Now, we had the story last Tuesday about Binance, and Binance, Italy is one of the nations that are trying to sue them, but nobody can find Binance. They don't know where their office is, so nobody knows where, and that's one of the problems, right? And that's why the governments don't want them, right? They want to be able to regulate and know exactly what's happening with everybody's money, with everybody's activities. They want to be able to track it. And with the real cryptocurrency, or the purpose behind cryptocurrency, they can't track it. And that's why the government regulating the exchanges will change the very nature of cryptocurrency. And I don't know if we can go back that way, to be honest with you. I know that's what they're going to try to do. Chinese cryptocurrency community closes operation in Beijing's crackdown. So I don't know if you've been following this, right? So in China was a major hub of mining. So, and they've come down really very hard on the crypto and trying to stop it there. So there was an exchange in China, and China has shut them down and stopped all mining. Now, did they stop it all? Probably not, but they're trying. I saw a story, I don't think it's in my stack of stuff here, but the story about the United States now becoming the hub of crypto mining. And one of the, I know El Salvador also plans on becoming a hub for crypto mining using geothermal energy. So they're not polluting the world by by mining crypto, that instead they're using renewable fuel. Same thing in the United States. We have a lot of hydroelectric plants, and by using these hydroelectric plants, it's clean fuel, and there's no pollution on there because they're not using coal. Okay, so next story here. How blockchain and cryptocurrency can revolutionize business. Now, again, this is one of those stories that I really wanted to get into. I think this story here just touches the surface. It's kind of a bunch of platitudes about what it is. It's going to be better and it's going to be good, and doesn't really go into how it's going to be better or why it's going to be good. But quick and secure transactions. Now, this is it. Now, if you're in business and you're using a credit card processing company, right? We're paying money. As I do, we use ACH, right? You're paying a service for the funds that you get, and they're converting the funds from and transferring those funds from someone to you, and there's a fee involved. Well, the purpose of crypto is to avoid or greatly reduce the fee in transactions, and that would be a plus for every business. Low transaction fees, as I just mentioned, increased decentralization. Now, this is the hub behind crypto is, and that's what we're trying to get, and that's exactly why all the governments are behind it. I mean, are fighting it, because they don't want decentralized these markets, these exchanges. They want control, and crypto offers freedom. And most governments are against freedom. I think even our own often is against the freedom. They want to be able to, we know that the IRS wants to track all of our activities in all of our banking activities. And it's no different with crypto. If I can avoid going to my bank and I'm not taking money out and giving it to anybody, I'm using this account that they don't have access to, that they're not reporting to them, well, that they won't like that. And that's one reason, another reason why they're trying to crush them. Increased traceability of supply chain. Now, this goes to different uses for blockchain, not only for cryptocurrency, but for supplies and for contracts and a host of others, insurance. This is what blockchain is great for, and we're going to get into more of in the coming weeks. We'll talk more about blockchain and not only the technology behind it, but the practical uses of it and how it might help us get the freedom that we all want. Cross-border payments, right? If there aren't any transfers, and I'm not the currency exchanges, I'm not exchanging currencies, well, that's going to reduce our costs, and I'm just trading the same coin, then there is no currency exchange costs. Improve your core capabilities. Again, more platitudes. New sources of capital. Potential inflation hedge, improved treasury function and operations. So businesses certainly have a lot of potential to improve themselves and maximize profits once they adopt cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies in a serious manner. By considering stockholder needs, overall strategy, and short-term and long-term objectives, businesses can create the right crypto adoption strategy and then work towards implementation. Again, I think a lot of platitudes there. Doesn't really tell us how that's going to happen. Here's a big story about PayPal. PayPal had regulations of its own on how much you can transfer, how much you can buy in a week and in a month and over the year, and they've changed that. So let's see if we can find very quickly thanks to the recent update in PayPal's crypto business, that point has been made even clearer. PayPal purchasing users could previously only purchase up to $20,000 of crypto per week, not to mention there being an annual limit of $50,000. As of July 15th, to 2021, PayPal users can now purchase up to $100,000 worth of crypto every week on the app. Even better, the annual limit is gone. So PayPal's moving to crypto. I think that they're still doing only the major Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, things like that. And but I don't think but the real power behind crypto is going to be in all of the coins and the infinite number of coins. And so that they can't all be tracked by the government. This is a story about Malaysia and that they're crushing these computers that were used for mining. And I'm going to show that video in just a minute. Experts believe cryptocurrency will become only more prominent in the future. Well, no kidding. I think that it's a genie out of the bottle. We're not going to be able to change it. I hope that they don't regulate it like these governments are hoping to do, because I think the power of crypto is really in the autonomy and the decentralization and the privacy that it does promise. If we use it, obviously the governments don't want any of that. They want control, and they want to be able to take it. TikTok bans influencers from promoting cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Dogecoin on its platform. Now, TikTok is a Chinese company. I think they were purchased, or they were trying to be purchased by an American company, because the Trump administration was trying to ban TikTok. Well, we all found out what TikTok was doing. They admitted last week that they are spying on everybody that has a TikTok account, that all of that information is with the Chinese government, and everything you do on the TikTok app is not private. Okay. And they read all your emails. And they came out and they just came out and said that, but they're going against cryptocurrencies, and they don't want the promotion of cryptocurrencies on that platform. And again, I think that goes back to the Chinese government. Accountants, lawyers, lawmakers calling for concrete cryptocurrency rules. Again, this is more about they're trying to regulate. They need rules. Now, as an accountant, and that's and we help people with their tax returns and accounting and things like that. So I understand what they're saying, that there aren't any rules for how to account for these things, and that's what so accountants and lawmakers are urging standard setters to fill, avoid, and write concrete rules telling companies how to account for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency assets. The assets for which there are no binding U.S. accounting requirements have drawn regulators' interest after sharp swings in recent months. So how do you account for it? It's not money, right? So it's personal property according to the IRS. So if it's not money, how do I account for it in my accounting, in my books? If I'm getting paid that way, and that's the cash, how do I account for that? So these are things that have to be overcome. That's not more like regulation. Is more like, how do we, if it's going to become mainstream, how are we going to be able to use that in order to in our business, and then account for it and keep track of it, because we need to keep track of everything. So I want to do before we go, I wanted to show one more this video. And this is the I better. Okay, so this is the crushing of the mining equipment in Malaysia, and they're using the steamroller, and they're just crushing them. And this is what they're doing. This is what they would like to do to the cryptocurrency. All these governments, right? They want to crush it. They want to stop it from becoming anything. I think it's too late, but it's not too late for them to keep trying, and they're going to keep trying. And we should try to stop that, right? We should support the crypto, and that's what and I'm asking you to do that. We're going to talk again about blockchain, how to go about that, how all that will work. Okay. In the meantime, we're going to talk tomorrow. I'm going to ask you to, if you haven't, remember now, this show is sponsored by the Law Office of Stephen A. Leahy, PC. We fight the IRS. right, for our clients who can't fight them themselves. So we help people fight the IRS. And if you have an IRS problem, you should probably go to freeirsbook.com. That's freeirsbook.com. Get a copy of my book, Deal with Your IRS Problem Today. You can call us at 312-664-6649. Again, that number is 312-664-6649. You can visit us on the web at chicagotaxteam.com. So I want to thank you so much for being here today, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.